It's just all about love and life and living in freedom. That's what it's all about for me now.
Welcome to the Rich Spinster podcast. This is Alexis, and happy Women's History Month. This is for Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Deshawn, LaShawn, Inez, Alicia, Teresa, Monica, Sharon, Nikki, Lisa, Veronica, Karen, Vicky, Cookie. Well, I met her in an ice cream parlor. Tanya, Diane, Lori, and Carla, Marina, Selena, Katrina, Sabrina, about three Kims, Latoya, and Tina. Thank you, DMX, for shouting out the girls. Shout out to those attentive mothers out there. And shout out to those loving grandmothers out there and that lady at the church with that long curly hair hanging from her chin. Shout out to the lady in the house that was mean down the street because you know that she looked out for you as you got off the school bus every day. To the single mothers out there working 2 and 3 jobs, doing the absolute best that they can with no man and around. The queer aunts who love you down. To the women that inspired you. To the women that supported you, that loved you, that told you not to give a fuck about that man. Shout out to the women who can't cook. Therefore, they do not try to fuck up anybody's Thanksgiving dinner. But also shout out to the women who throw down in the kitchen. Y'all, I throw down in the kitchen. I'm just going to say I throw down in the kitchen. But let me tell you something. I'm not a baker, right? I'm not a baker. I will bake, but I am not a baker. And let me tell you something. I made a cake the other day and I was in the kitchen praying. I was in the kitchen praying, y'all. I was in the kitchen like, I, I need you, Lord. Lord, I need you. I was in the kitchen singing, it is so sweet to trust in Jesus and to take him at his word. Let me tell y'all something. I was struggling with that cake. My friend was like, "What is going on? Is something wrong?" I was like, I need God, the Holy Spirit, and Betty Crocker to get me through this." So, shout out to the bitches out there who can bake a cake. If you can bake a cake, you have been touched by the Lord. To all of the women out there who are living their lives and doing the best that they can. And there are so many women who don't get credit for the way they keep everything together. Women are the glue. Women, how they nurture, how they love, their strength, their forethought, their compassion, their empathy, their love. It is a beautiful thing to be a woman, and I personally hate when we talk about women and womanhood in a very small way. And there are so many women who have been the soul of a space for me, then I've marveled at them, especially the women who have stood on their own. Women who stand on their own and they may be the only person in the room saying a thing. And they stand on their own and they do their thing, even with other people whispering, other people talking and giving looks or whatever. They stand in who they are as women. The women who have taught me that over the years have been angels in my life. You know, Audre Lorde, Alice Walker, Bell Hooks, Toni Morrison. Those women brought out something in me when I read their words. And I try to remember the lessons that I learned from their words and from their lives. And most importantly, I really try to focus on the lessons that I have learned in my life. And when I'm faced with something, I'm like, okay, I've already learned this. I've already learned this. I know how to handle it now. And when I was thinking about Women's History Month, I thought more about it the other day when I was watching the homegoing service for Jesse Jackson. There was Joe Biden, there was Dr. Joe Biden, there was Barack Obama, there was Bill Clinton. And then next to Bill Clinton was Secretary Hillary Clinton and Vice President Kamala Harris. And I was looking at those two women sitting there side by side and looking at those years of experience, looking at that brilliance, looking at that strength, looking at that resilience. And I was not sad, as I think a lot of people would expect. I think a lot of people looking at that saw that and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is sad. Look what we could have had. Look what this country missed out on." But I was looking at them and I was feeling an immense amount of pride and admiration and empathy and understanding, because we all know what it's like as women, especially Black women, to be the person with the ideas, to be the most qualified person for a job, and for that job to be given or be managed by someone less capable simply because of their gender. And I was thinking to myself, really, the wrong Clinton was president. I've always thought Hillary Clinton is smarter than Bill Clinton, hands down. Hillary Clinton should have been the president of the United States. If we had to choose a Clinton, it should have been Hillary. And when I looked at Kamala Harris and I looked at all of her brilliance and experience and prophesying that happened, I felt proud that not only are we a member of the same sorority, but we are also members of a greater sisterhood. And what we know about that sisterhood is that sisterhood survives. That sisterhood thrives no matter what. And that is what I thought as we have entered Women's History Month. I have thought more about thriving than anything else. So yes, I celebrate women. It's Women's History Month. I celebrate women 365. Okay? No, I don't celebrate all women because some women are on some bullshit. Some women are more committed to the patriarchy than men. And in fact, I'm probably harder on those women than on men, because you should know better, bitch. I sometimes will drag a woman to the ground. If it's a Christy Nome, if it's a Pam bullshit Bondi, if it's a cuntzilla Caroline Levitt, yes, you're going to hear from me as a woman about how those women are trash. And I'm going to say it over and over and over again because you bitches should know better. And I'm not celebrating or finding something good to say about anybody who is committed to oppression. Right now, I'm strongly on the fuck you. I am strongly on fuck everybody who did this. Okay. Fuck all the women that did this. All the women that did not cast their votes for Hillary Clinton. Bitch, I ain't forgot. All the women that did not vote for Kamala Harris. Oh, I will never forget and I will never forgive you for it. I love women. I love everything about being a woman. And look, my coffee cup, I'm holding a coffee cup here that has Pam Grier on it. And it's a Quentin Tarantino owns a coffee shop in LA. But when I saw that they had Pam Grier cups, I had to get one. I loved Pam Grier because Pam Grier is of that Pam Grier, that Shaka Khan generation. They don't make women like that no more. Have y'all seen young pictures of Shaka Khan, by the way? Baby. Shaka Khan wasn't nothing to play with. Shaka Khan was fine as fuck. I named my dog Shaka Khan, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I have 3 Havanese, and one is Cuba, Conga, and Shaka Khan is the baby. That's right. And she was named after a bad bitch. Pam Grier, to me, represents the kind of sexy that I don't see anymore and long for. Pam Grier, I remember the first time seeing Pam Grier on screen as a small child, and it was an old film, which I don't even remember what it was, but I saw Pam Grier on film as a child. And I thought, that right there, that is beauty. And that kind of beauty wasn't being sold to me in magazines or on mainstream television. But when I saw it, I absolutely understood what it was, recognized it, and worshiped it in that moment. It reminded me a little bit of, do you guys remember Jet Magazine? I don't even know if Jet Magazine is still around, but remember when Jet Magazine used to have the beauty of the month or whatever that was? And I remember looking in that magazine and seeing these Black women, normally busties, these curvy, beautiful Black women in braids or in afros, and thinking, oh my gosh, they are stunning. And I was just really moved by that, primarily because I didn't see it all the time. I didn't see that kind of beauty being celebrated all the time. And I didn't understand what that beauty meant in a larger context, in a political context. Now, we can have a conversation about why they were always in bikinis, but that's a whole nother that's a whole nother conversation. But I just love seeing Black women's beauty, especially celebrated. Part of the reason that I wear red lipstick now, first of all, I wear red lipstick all the time now because I don't understand why anybody would ever choose another color. Like, if you're going to wear a lipstick, darling, it has to be red matte lipstick. But part of the reason that I wear red lipstick now is because I remember growing up, and although mama wore red lipstick and she never cared if I wore red lipstick because that was what she did, but I would hear all of the messages in the community and messages on television. Women who wore red lipstick were whores. It's tacky to wear red lipstick. Red lipstick, that's what prostitutes wear. And so many people, especially Black women, did not wear red lipstick when I was coming up. Mama was actually one of the few Black women that I knew that wore red lipstick. But a lot of Black women wore neutrals. And I would hear people say, Black women shouldn't wear red lipstick. Oh, our lips are too big. We shouldn't wear red lipstick. And for many years, I didn't. And then one day, I thought, why am I not wearing red lipstick? I am simply not even trying red lipstick because society has told me that it's inappropriate, that only whores wear red lipstick. And my God, you can't be a whore. And then one day, I purchased Max Ruby Woo. And my life changed, darling, forever. My life changed when I discovered Max Ruby Woo. I put that lipstick on and I have yet to take it off. In fact, when I am not wearing Ruby Woo by MAC, my attitude is different. My attitude is all fucked up. I can't get anything done. I'm depressed. I don't know what it is, but I have to have that Ruby Woo on to do anything. Times when I have done the podcast and I have not had it on, I feel differently about what I'm doing. And so it is an aesthetic thing, yes, but it's also a rebellious thing for me. It is also a thing that says, I don't give a damn about your expectations. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. I am expressing myself in the way that I want to express myself, and I don't give a damn about your rules. I once had a man tell me, oh, you would be so much prettier if you didn't wear lipstick. My response was, you would be so much more attractive if you didn't speak. You would be a lot more attractive if you weren't a man. But I say all of that to say it is important for us as women to do what the fuck we want to do. Do what the fuck you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. The spring is approaching quickly. And I know online you are going to start seeing all of these, oh, I got to get my summer body ready. Whatever body you have on June 21st, 2026, That is your summer body. Celebrate it, love it, enjoy it. Have your stomach hanging out, have your celluliting, baby, because that is the form of a woman, whatever your body looks like in this moment. It's yours. If your fupa is fupaing, rub that motherfucker. The more we can help other women appreciate themselves, the more we can help other women and girls celebrate who they are and stop trying to allow other people to dictate what they should look like, what they should fucking say, who they should be, how they should act. I am always irritated with women teaching girls how to be ladylike. I hate that shit. The crossing of your legs, the all of that kind of thing. I do not like that. Etiquette classes are fine. Okay, fine. You need to know which fork to eat and all that. Okay, fine. But when we are teaching girls to adhere to a certain type of womanhood, we are limiting them and we are actually harming them. What we need to be teaching young girls is how to stand up for themselves, how to make sure their voices are heard, how to make sure that when you walk in the room, even if there's nobody that looks like you or sounds like you or nobody who comes from your background, that you use that difference to engage, to expand the room. That is a time for them to expand and not to cower. There's so many things we need to teach girls about their bodies, about their sexuality. We need to teach them about predatory behavior and how that is not the responsibility of girls, but the responsibility of men to stop predatory behavior. Things that we teach young girls sometimes I feel like are things that hold them in a sort of bondage of womanhood. Who are the women who have inspired you? Who are the women who have caused you to be the best version of yourself? Who were the women that stepped in for you? I was thinking about what happened this week in Texas with Jasmine Crockett losing the primary. And I was not surprised that she lost. We all know that when it comes to Black women, everybody loves a strong Black woman unless they have to work for them, unless they have to listen to them, unless they have to yield to them in any way, shape, or form. That Black womanness that people fetishize online is always something used against Black women. That thing which they celebrate is the same thing they will use against you. They will call it electability. They will call it likability. I saw a woman online, a white woman online, and she had voted in Texas and she was asked who she voted for. And she said, I love Jasmine Crockett. We need more Jasmine Crockett. But I didn't vote for her. I voted for Tallarico because he can win. Right. He can win. You know why he can win and why he did win? Because people voted for him. And that right there is still racism. I feel like it's at the point now where you can't get your heart broken by America over and over again. You got to take your heart out of it. And maybe that's why I feel a peace about everything that's going on. I have really taken my heart out of the game. I am no longer a believer that this country, that we feel the same way about each other. And I don't believe in abusive relationships. I believe that when somebody tells you they don't want you, they don't appreciate you, you don't hold on to their ankles and beg them not to go. Let them go. Let them have it. That is a win for you. And I believe that better things and better days are ahead for Jasmine Crockett. The fuck? You don't stay with somebody who doesn't want you. Yes, we fight. We fight for our communities. We fight for ourselves. We take up space. We speak our minds. But I am not about to beg a country, a person, a corporation to have me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create my space, make my space, fight for that space, and fuck the rest of you. The fuck? Texas didn't want Jasmine Crockett as its senator? Okay. Expect her to be elevated even more. Expect her to be in a presidential cabinet in the near future. Personally, I can't, these motherfuckers don't break my heart anymore. America cannot break my heart anymore. I remember, I remember in 2016, I was crying because I believed we as a country were better than that. I believed that we were better than that. And then I was shown that we weren't. America will break your heart as a Black person, but especially as a Black woman over and over and over again. If you let her. If you let her, she will break your heart over and over again. And I'm just not into pain like that. Because when I allow myself to be heartbroken from America, that means I have believed in something that's not there. I love Black women. I love the lightness and brightness of Black girls before they feel the weight of becoming Black women. I love the way Black women say baby. I love the way Black women smell. I love the way Black women style their hair. I love braids and locks and afros and bald heads paired with big hoop earrings. I love the way Black women and Black people as a whole are really dedicated to moisturizing. I love the way Black women walk. I love the way we pose and take pictures hip out, sometimes face over shoulder. I love the way Black women exude confidence. I love the way Black women greet each other. I love the way we say, hey, sis, bitch. I love the way Black women give compliments and how we don't say, you look great today, but instead we say, okay, yellow jacket. I love everything about Black women and how we love each other when we love each other. I love the way Black women communicate telepathically. Black women will look at each other and have a whole conversation that takes about 4 seconds. And in that 4 seconds, we have determined the situation, what caused the situation. And from all of that, we can deduce the outcome, and we've just exchanged that with each other. I love, I love child. I love how when you hug a Black woman, she almost pulls you inside of her. I love sisters with gold teeth, with gaps. I love sisters who smile. I love sisters with melanated gums. And I love when Black women love Black women. I love Black women's organizations. I love the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, but I also love the women of Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, Sigma Gamma Rho. I love women that come together to uplift the community. I love those women who stitch it all together. There is nothing more valuable to me than being a Black woman. Thank you for listening to the Rich Spinster podcast. You can listen to the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and you can also find me on social media at Rich Spinster and on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. I will be doing some traveling, so I will be taking a break next week, but I will be back in 2 weeks. Happy Women's History Month.